ODI. One of the things that really strikes me is you are an institutional innovation to drive institutional innovations more broadly. Now, what are you trying to achieve through the institutional innovations in other institutions that you care about? I think it's easy to buy into many of the things you say. I mean, it's easy to buy into everything you say, but the thing that keeps hitting me at times is so many of our governments, city, state, country, so many of our large-scale corporations have been organized toward optimal efficiency, or scalable efficiency, however you wish to look at that. They are rigid organizations. We're now living in a world where agility is simply the coin of the realm. I like to think about how do we create a set of new types of institutional drivers that understand how to bring a sense of agility to the city, to the state, to large-scale corporations. How do we find new ways to bring the outside of a corporation, the core of a corporation out and the out somewhat more in? And the more I've been listening to all the conversations here, one of the biggest lever points we have is open data. It's open data because if you have open data, then there are all kinds of forms of bringing in agility at the last moment in new ways, network effects, and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of curious that if I had to go out and raise a hell of a lot of money, I might also point out that around this table you have a new mechanism of agility. And if we can't solve the agility problem, we're dead in the water. And so you may have something here substantially more powerful than just amplifying engagement. You may really become the drivers for new organizational architectures for the 21st century. And I think we all kind of intuit that, but I think it's worth kind of putting it on the table because you may be after a bigger game implicitly than you realize. And I think understanding that, it actually brings in very interesting questions of how do you actually take something on the edge that helps to drive change inside and change outside as well. So I go to Chicago, and this summer you have, I think it's called Summer in Chicago, where, for example, OBI, Mozilla's Open Badge system, is an attempt to actually find ways that school kids can leverage all the resources in the city in terms of museums, et cetera, but be able to bring some of those experiences into the school system, which is incredibly resistant to change. And so you already see kind of an experiment to bring the outside in through a new type of open data, something as simple as an OBI. And I just think that the power here is much greater than we realize, and I think we need potentially other kinds of narratives as well as complementary narratives to push what the big game here might be. My sense of listening